This is J&T's Backyard Bowl.
Hello and welcome back to J&T's Backyard Bowl. I am T. Glad to be back. We had a little hiccup in the schedule there for a few weeks, but I'm happy to be back.
Why don't you go ahead and tell them the real reason, man?
Yeah, man.
We've both been depressed and just crying and eating ice cream like real true libs because of the Mueller report.
Yeah.
Trump didn't come out of there without any handcuffs on, being escorted out by Mueller. And yeah, it was a real sad day.
Yeah, not everything we
just
hoped
depressed.
It would be.
Depressed. But we dried our liberal tears. We bounced back as much as we can.
Still working on that.
But I'm Jay, and we've got a heck of a course of a meal for you, a podcast meal today. Appetizer, start out with on the headlines. We got a presidential bid. We've got some big change-ups and some treaties that we've got going on, as well as some other things.
We will hit the tantrums following that we always dread, sort of the turnips, so to speak, of the podcast meal you're talking about here. But they're about middle of the road for what tantrums usually are. Not terrible, but they're never good. So looking forward to that. And
then the main course of the meal, a nice beefy steak of a story, the Mueller report. What we got out of it, what we think's going to happen, and yeah, our predictions and our gripes.
That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Our many gripes.
Yeah, we'll definitely dig deep into that and end it all, as always in true Backyard Bowl fashion, with a little happy science time.
Well, dessert of science, I like that.
Yeah. That being said, man, you ready to bowl?
Now I'm hungry now.
I know, right?
But yeah, let's bowl.
Stop the podcast. Let's eat. So first up on the headlines this week, Biden is in the race, and as he would put it, this is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, old BFD Biden begins his bid.
Yeah, he's announced his candidacy. Had a long, heartfelt commercial about kind of getting back the soul of America, returning to normalcy, so to speak.
He brought up the whole Charlottesville.
Yeah, given plenty of good reasons why we can't let Trump win 2020, and we'll definitely be touching on that.
One of many.
many times on this podcast and future podcasts.
Yeah.
But what do you think, man? Biden, he's always been leading the polls, but now he's an actual runner.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty sure that he'll probably be leading the pack in donations as well. I don't know, man. Things are a little bit different now. We've got, the whole millennial generation is just, reacts a little bit differently to politicians than, say, like, the previous generations, like Gen Xers and stuff like that.
Definitely.
They're a lot more politically active, and also, like, a lot of them are worried about climate change, as well as, more like representation, more diversity and stuff like that with the Me Too movement and, just stuff like that. I don't think they want a old white guy as a president again. I think they're kind of tired of that.
Which is a little odd, seeing as how Biden and Bernie are the
top two
front runners, and not by a little bit, like quite a wide margin. Especially Biden.
Yeah, and they are the top runners, and I think that's because it's not just the millennials. And not just the like ultra progressives and the hardcore left. Yeah. But that's everybody on the left. Because you're not, everybody's not like hardcore lefty.
Right. Most aren't.
Yeah.
I think the large majority probably aren't, but it's interesting because I feel like it sort of plays into Trump's hand a little bit with Biden and Bernie. Say it is definitely going to be one of those two, and we don't know that yet. We've got a large field that has to shake out and has primaries to do and a long debate season and everything. But
oh yeah,
these two entrenched, decades in Washington politicians running against this Trump is what he is, but he's not a politician, and a lot of people voted for him for that reason.
Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with any fucking thing about him. That's not fake news. He's never spent a fucking day in Washington until the last couple of years, so.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I think for every like anti-establishment vote that happened last election, because there was a lot of that. You had the bitter Bernie bros.
Oh yeah.
And you had, obviously the anti-Hillary crowd.
Yeah, never Hillary.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that the anti-establishment crowd, I'm sure there's those who have benefited from some of Trump's policies, and there's probably been a large amount that have not benefited.
Yeah.
Taxes weren't the greatest for everyone this year. Tax returns weren't like the giant thing that everybody got, Yeah. Kind of spread that out throughout the year and got like a little bit more on your
big
paycheck,
that they advertise it as.
And then you ended up owing money at the end of the year, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that's been a ton of cases that I know of, at least, and that have been reported. I guess.
So
whoever it is, don't you think? I think it's kind of important that whoever the hell it is, we just get on board.
Oh yeah,
because none of these people are terrible. There's, you've got.
Frankly, they could be terrible, and they could still be better than Trump in my mind.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think that whoever gets the nomination, we all need to rally behind that. No more, like I said, bitter Bernie bros.
Yeah, that's my biggest takeaway.
People just sitting at home because their candidate didn't win the primary.
Right.
Like, as an independent, I don't even really give a fuck who y'all choose. Just hurry up and choose somebody that can beat Trump.
Yeah,
that's all I care.
Let's get that knocked out so that it's out of the way, and then all unify behind that person and make sure that person does not lose to Trump in 2020, because that's the vital part.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to be hitting this a lot on the podcast, but like it's kind of vital to our survival.
Yeah.
At this point in time.
Right.
Like, really. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So I don't know, man. I guess we'll see. I don't want to pour cold water on the loud.
It's annoying.
Loud, go fast guy. I don't want to pour cold water on the leader, but I mean, I do kind of see a point with the whole millennial generation and everybody like that. It's like you got your creepy Biden and. Yeah, as Trump likes to put him.
He has some explaining to do, too, not only for his creepiness that he's kind of tried to explain away, but his running of the Anita Hill hearings, his fucking 30-year record on, his 30-year voting record in Congress.
It's not great. Like, I think what he has to defeat first is himself and, like, his past.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think... Maybe he is the ticket to win, but maybe he isn't.
Yeah, we'll see. We still have a long ways to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I
don't know, man.
The Iowa caucus, I think, is February 2020.
Is it?
Or the Iowa primary, rather. It's February. So
we've
got a long ways to go to let all these things shake out and let the front runner emerge or stay in the lead. Whatever's going to happen, and this is definitely something we're going to be talking about on and on and on again in the podcast.
Oh yeah.
So we'll definitely keep an eye on it and let you know how this all plays out. It's going to be interesting, whoever it is.
Yes, most definitely. So up next, at a recent NRA rally, Trump, he unsigns the arms trade treaty.
Yes. Jesus.
Hear about this?
Yeah, I did hear about this. Just fucking ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't even binding yet, but...
Yeah, we hadn't ratified it yet. But
it was on its way. I mean, it would have eventually happened.
A lot of countries have ratified it.
Yeah. So it was gonna happen, and this one, the worst part about this was that he was fucking tooting his horn at the NRA, fucking giving a speech to them about why this is good for, obviously it's good for gun sales.
Oh yeah.
Because this is more internationally speaking, but
This is awful.
yeah.
This is terrible. I mean, it should be noted that the people that helped push this through were Nobel laureates for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
These are the people like the Dalai Lama are people that signed up on for this because studies have shown that a large amount of illicit gun traffic and gun sales that get to really weak and unstable countries where they have a lot of infighting and civil wars and uprisings and guerrilla warfare going on and stuff like that. It's not like the black market gun trades. It's a bunch of legitimate gun trade that then goes to the black market. Yeah. It's legit getting there, and then it goes to the dark side.
Right. You get it past the border in a legal manner.
Yeah.
And then
then the bribes happen.
Yeah, where the guns go from there is anybody's fucking guess, and that's probably how all these different already unstable places stay in a constant state of disarray.
Well, yeah, when you have
for decades.
When you have guns flowing everywhere, and of course the NRA is going to oppose this because the way that they put it is like, well, it's a gun registration. If you buy a gun from Beretta, they're going to have a record on you. The French government's going to have a record on you.
Right.
It's gun registration. It's like,
they're always going to push back on anything, whether it be common sense or not. They're going to push back on anything that even kind of deviates in a direction.
Really, what it comes down to is they want to be able to sell as many guns as possible, especially overseas, where there's less bad news coming out of there, like when a mass shooting or fucking actual warfare happens with their guns.
Yeah.
So they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're not.
Nobody's gonna report about fucking the Congolese army with fucking AR type assault rifles fucking going and murdering a village, and then they're gonna blame it on the gun companies. No.
Yeah, right. You're not gonna ever hear that headline come out of any type of place like that.
Yeah.
And be blaming it on the gun lobby or just generally the flow of guns to and from anywhere around there.
Yeah.
Internationally. So this is disturbing, man, because it fucking just generally makes the world like a less safer place. The whole fucking world.
Yeah. But it really helps Trump with his base, though. So, that shows his priorities.
Yeah, they fucking ate it up there at the NRA.
Oh, yeah.
Rally. They really were just eating right out of the palm of his hand, loving it.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. But this next story is not disappointing. I'm happy about this. I think it's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
and there's been some movement in other places, but we're finally dealing with the long-standing tradition of gerrymandering.
Yeah, specifically this time, Michigan.
Yep.
It is that their court in Michigan has ruled that the congressional lines are unconstitutional.
Yeah, like 13 of their districts or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
like maybe more. I'm pretty sure it was 13 though.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all have to be rewritten. And if they don't come up with constitutional ones, then the court's just going to write them.
Yeah.
And draw them out.
And eventually, if this runs the route that we probably are going to see it run, then it's going to wind up in the Supreme Court.
Oh, it's going to wind up in the Supreme Court.
Yeah. Just to kind of figure out it's going to be interesting to see if a court with 2 Trump appointees on it and that leans conservative now pretty hard will rule this in a way that's fair for democracy.
Probably not. Like if I were a betting man and I were to put my eggs in a basket of a party that would uphold the Constitution, especially if they were to benefit from not upholding it.
Yeah.
I would have to go with the Democrats falling on the sword for that.
Yeah.
And being like, you know what? Yeah, we've done it forever, but like, I think it's about time that we just give this to the computers and let
Right.
the computers make this equal.
That seems like the most logical way that I could think of to do it. I mean, we're not in the fucking 19th century anymore.
Yeah.
We've got computers that you can push one button and completely randomize all these districts into squares that are completely and utterly randomized. And you could do that once, or you could do that every election cycle, and it would be far more democratic and far more fair for elections than what the fuck we're doing now, where you draw these crazy, insane lines and just
Weird little
lump us all together.
animate tentacle monsters
Yeah.
coming out of there, Big Bird, or these crazy things that don't make any sense except for to the, keep fucking Democrats or, in some cases, like minorities from voting the way that they want to. And
Or just
being
suppress them
heard.
so bad that, their voices falling on deaf ears completely, that they're so outnumbered that there's no amount of turnout that could even sway it in their favor whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's a little disturbing, but hopefully it seems like it's the right thing to do for democracy. And the Supreme Court, they're pretty good, with a few exceptions of Citizens United and a couple of other rulings that are clearly fucked up. They're pretty good about staying nonpartisan about these things and ruling in a way that makes sense to everyone.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because I don't want to see this go the other way and say, well, no, you can still gerrymander, and then eventually Democrats get control again, and we do the same fucking bullshit. We're playing by a flawed rule book, but playing the game the way it's intended to be played. And I don't want to really play that game on either side,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd rather have them just done by computer.
Yeah, that seems like probably the most logical way to go about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Or a computer that's
'Cause,
not
this-
in either
this-
bases. Fucking
This election is our census year.
yeah, it is a census.
So that means the districts get redrawn again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's that time.
So parties in power are the ones that get to draw those.
That makes the 2020 midterms a really big deal.
Yeah.
So you can't just fucking willy-nilly this whole thing and say we're fine with these flawed fucking practices because it's always been this way. Like the most terrible way to go about things. It's always been done this way. You can't just be okay with that. It's time to change up these fucked up systems that have been running like this.
It is. Most definitely is. Speaking of fucked up, I think it's about time we transition to the tantrum turnips of this meal.
Oh,
What do you think?
Those nasty turnips that we have to get to every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is about that time. And I'll lead it off this week. We've got, so it's the third year in a row now that the president is not going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And this time,
I'm not surprised.
yeah, this time he's instructed his entire White House staff and everybody within the administration to not attend as well. And I think most of them fell in line. That's actually going on tonight while we're recording. So,
Yeah, he's off in Michigan in a campaign rally, isn't he?
yeah, it seems like what he's always doing. It's like the campaign rallies never really stopped.
No, they didn't. I think he was doing one like the week after he got elected or something like that.
Yeah, this fucking ego-stroking nonsense.
Yeah, he just loves fucking, like, I think if he thinks that's all a president does.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might have been what turned him on to this whole thing. Is
Yeah.
The cheering of his fucking nonsense rhetoric that makes no goddamn sense half the time. Like, wow, this works? Holy shit, I could do this forever. Everyone loves it.
His dementia-addled brain only ever saw, like, Obama at, like, campaign rallies on TV, on Fox, when fucking they were talking shit about him.
Yeah.
And then...
Pulling it out of context.
And then golfing. So he thought that, like, that's all the president does, is campaign rallies, golf.
Yeah.
And so that's what he's gonna do.
His idea of a really good fucking time.
That's fucking easy. I can run the country.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do? Golf and campaign rally? My two favorite things. Have people cheer for me and fucking cheat at a sport that I'm not good at.
So, yeah. I mean, this isn't really surprising. It's a little surprising with none of his staff or anybody can go.
Yeah, that part's like, come on. I know there was a lot of backlash last year because Sarah Huckabee Sanders, they kind of did a little miniature roast on Sarah Huckabee Sanders there.
Oh, it was disturbing.
And so now they're not having comedians headline the thing anymore. It's more, centrist people from the political spectrum.
So it's just like a boring award ceremony now?
Yeah. But it was kind of, the best part about it was that it was funny. It was kind of kick back a little bit, get boozed up, have some fun, eat a good dinner, talk some shit about each other, and at the end of the night, all retreat to your separate corners. But apparently that's a thing of the past, at least with this administration.
Yeah, that's true for a lot of things, but oh well. Maybe the next admin will bring it back.
Let's hope so. I know you're old
American
enough to remember
dignity.
That you're old enough to remember the, Obama, Bush, Clinton, George H.W., even Reagan, Bob Dole.
Whoa!
Presidents
I'm not that old.
Presidents like that going on like Saturday Night Live and sort of parodying themselves or talking.
I remember George Bush doing funny things like that.
Well, you've at least seen the clips.
Okay, father time. God damn.
Yeah, I'm showing my age a little bit on this one, but I always thought that was a really good way to kind of bring those guys down to earth. They're like, hey, yeah, we're here. We're real people too.
Yeah, and it's good for the polls.
Yeah, people love it. And both sides of the aisle just fucking eat it up. It's hilarious. It's fun. It proves that you're not, a fucking pussy and thin-skinned and petty.
Yeah.
And everything that fucking Trump is about anything that even sort of criticizes him. So, one day, hopefully we'll return back to something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's going to happen in this admin.
No, definitely not. So, up next, we have Trump's response to BFD Biden announcing his bid. And he goes on to say, of course, he's got a little nickname for him, Sleepy Joe.
That's step one.
Yeah.
Assign a nickname.
And then the next thing is question his intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? Like, hope you have the intelligence, long thought, not long bits or something like that.
Yeah, the tweet he sent out.
Yeah. To get through the pack, and I hope to see you on the front line.
Yeah, see you at the starting gate.
Yeah, to fight, but he had this to say about his competitors, like to fight against some of your competitors that have sick and twisted ideas.
Yeah, that was a little out there. Never more than like 2 or 3 tweets go by without one that's a little out there like that. It gets a little crazy and unhinged.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if you think about it, maybe that's what really scares him. Maybe that is sick and twisted to him. Like, maybe, like, free healthcare for everybody
Yeah.
is scary and sick and twisted.
Yeah,
like,
I thought that just makes him fucking have nightmares.
Yeah, wait.
Twisting and turning in bed all night long.
You want to give brown, poor people free healthcare and college? What's wrong with you?
What's gotten into you, you sick and twisted?
You monster. I think that's maybe that's what it is.
Dude, you might be onto something because there's no other logical explanation for why you would
Like, I don't understand.
demonize the people running on platforms like that.
I don't know what kind of sick, twisted ideas they have.
Yeah. Like, I know he tries to paint liberals generally and all the left generally in a way that's like they want no fence, they want open borders, they want to let criminals in, they want MS-13 here, they want that.
Yeah.
Like, clearly, fucking no Democrat wants MS-13 in anywhere,
Right.
really. But he tries to paint that picture, and some of his supporters, some of those, that whatever it is now, 38% or 42%, buy that and get off on it. Like, fuck yeah, they are sick and twisted. I know, right? Healthcare, get out of here.
Yeah, who wants that? I got rid of mine. Trump doesn't want me to have it.
Right? He was quick, too, to but just before Biden entered the race, he speculated in a tweet that it would be Biden Bernie probably coming down to the wire.
Oh yeah.
And that's probably not that far fetched. They are the front runners, and in that tweet, he specifically said, "Whoever it is, may God rest their soul." He's like performing a Mortal Kombat fatality on whoever he's running against.
God, he has a high opinion of himself.
Yeah. So I think he believes that he's already got this in the bag, and 2020 is just going to be a runaway, even though he lost the popular vote in 2016.
Well, I mean, that's the only way that Republicans can win nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Next up on the tantrums now. So the New York Times.
Yeah.
They were quick after the Mueller report dropped to kind of put out a little Trump-friendly op-ed there and say that, all the liberal media that's been spouting this Russian collusion thing for 2 fucking years owes Trump a big apology. Apparently, though, that wasn't enough for the man. There's an op-ed that favors him, that he can't call fake news because he likes it.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't good enough.
No. He said that they need to get on their knees and beg for forgiveness.
Yeah. This fucking grim, dark way of thinking about this whole political process. It's fucking crazy.
This is like, all hail the Orange Lord, Trump.
Yeah.
Bend the knee.
Exactly.
Will you bend the knee? Like, what the fuck, bro?
He is going to be fucking spouting Game of Thrones one-liners out there pretty soon. Because he's already down the road of, dude, what are you saying? Come on. Yeah. Every time you think he can't get crazier, he does something. Sends out another tweet.
Like right after he says this, he immediately follows up with, true enemy of the people.
Yeah, he hasn't. We've criticized that,
bro,
early and often on this podcast.
You just think they're your enemy. Like, the rest of us, we like them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've got issues with the mainstream media. I know you do too.
Oh, yeah.
But, at the end of the day, especially after, the Mueller report and some of the revelations from that, turns out, a lot of those unverified sources, yeah, they were true.
Yeah.
Those stories were true.
The media has become pretty notorious for that. And you can kind of see why, because somebody that works within the White House that's leaking the stuff out doesn't want to be named and instantly, you're fired.
Yeah.
You fucking told them what we were doing in here. What the hell's wrong with you? So that's why they've got to do that. It does sort of hinder credibility, but as you said, the Mueller report sort of outlined all this for it.
Yeah, it gave a whole lot of credibility to them.
Yeah.
A good majority of those stories. I remember freaking out about some of those.
Right.
What the fuck? He tried to get fucking one of, his counsel to fire fucking Mueller. Dude, that's obstruction all day long.
Right.
If they get that, he's done. But
yeah. Which is what we're going to get into here soon. But
yes.
Speaking of the Mueller report, that is our final tantrum of the week, thankfully.
Yeah. It's more of a collection of tantrums.
Yeah.
Because it's every single fucking tweet that he's had since the Mueller report dropped.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I want to say he set an all-time Twitter high score for a 24-hour period immediately following the Mueller report's release. Around 22 or 23 tweets within a 24-hour period.
Oh, yeah.
Which doesn't seem that high for him, but apparently that's high score mode.
I guess since he's president.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I just think it's funny because, as soon as that shit dropped, he said, exonerated, love it, fucking Mueller is honorable and acted with dignity and is trustworthy, great guy. I'm so glad he did this. Oh, yeah, everything's done.
Right.
And then somebody read him the report. Or, he watched the clips on fucking Fox and Friends, and they're like, so I guess Trump said this, but it's not that bad. I don't know how we're going to spin this.
Right? There's like no positive way to say the types of things.
And yeah, so he immediately like flipped the script and went straight back to like calling it like, oh yeah, the report was just written by 12 angry Democrats or 18 angry Democrats.
Yeah, the standard lines he's been doing now for 2 fucking years that, they haven't gotten fucking old at all, man.
Yeah.
But we got a brief moment there where he was all about the Mueller report, and yeah, someone read it. He didn't read it.
Yeah,
someone read it, or he saw a clip. There's no way he fucking read it.
That reminds me, like, this is getting a little off topic here, but we were talking about Trump's presidential library.
We were, yeah.
What do you think is going to be in there?
Oh man, I guess that depends largely on whether or not he gets impeached, but
I don't think he's getting impeached.
it can't be books.
Yeah, no. What would it be?
Dude, it's got to be fucking... I don't even think it's going to be a library. It's probably going to be like a fucking... Just a
McDonald's?
Yeah, like a mall food court. Like an old school mall food court. Or something like that. All of his favorite... The type of dinners he hosted for the college football teams and stuff. Like all of his favorites all packed into one little area. With only pro-Trump propaganda pamphlets, maybe. Something like that.
A bunch of Photoshop time pictures of him.
Yeah. Well, that op-ed we mentioned from the New York Times will probably be in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Or any other fucking piece of media ever that's painted him in a positive light, which might cover like one bookshelf.
Yeah.
Maybe by the end of this presidency.
That'll be a little tiny bookshelf.
Yeah, like a little IKEA type joint.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, that being said, I think it's time for the main course.
Oh, I'm ready, man. The main story. I've been looking forward to talking about this Mueller report for a little while.
Yeah, me too. So let's just start this right off. Barr. He comes out with the 4-page report. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about it on the podcast previous to the USA Singer interview. And we talked about it a little bit with them as well.
Yeah, we chatted with them a little bit about it.
But, so, as we know now, garbage.
Total bullshit.
Just night and day.
Yeah,
like,
total bullshit.
Cliff notes from an alternate universe where Trump is a fucking, trustworthy guy.
Right.
That's what that was.
Yeah. Nothing to hide here, nothing to see.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought like no one would ever actually read it upon its release or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess.
Me, you, every other news media outlet, and every other politically give a fuck person ever out there was nipping hard to get this fucking Mueller report and get their hands on it and read the whole thing.
Exactly.
And it couldn't be further from what was outlined in this little nonsense 4-page exoneration piece that Barr put together.
Well, I think he knew that was coming, so he had his little pre-report press conference.
I saw that, yeah.
Which I don't know the best way to describe this except for it was him trying to like quell expectations or like try to put a spin on it before it came out. Like,
Yeah.
No, trust me, it's really not as bad as it is. Everything is fine. Please don't read it.
Except for the areas where there's extensive obstruction of justice or clear collusion with the campaign and Russia. Other than that, it is all what's in my 4-page thing.
Yeah.
So you probably shouldn't read it. It would probably be the best.
It's good.
Best case.
The 4-page thing is what you need. Just stay with that.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't know if they thought like the media and everyone else would just get lazy or tired of it because they drove on for 2 years. So maybe they thought it was to a stale point that, hey, yeah, we're not that concerned with what's in there. No, we all care extensively about what the fuck's in there. We badly want to know. You and I could not wait to get our hands on it.
Oh, yeah. So it's a culmination of a very long time of hoping and praying.
Yeah. And I was pretty impressed for what it was. I was expecting to get something that was so god-awfully redacted that it would almost be unreadable.
Yeah.
And it turns out, and there was a fair share of redactions in there,
Yeah.
but not as bad as I was expecting.
Good 45% of them are HOMs.
Yeah. So,
Harm to ongoing matters. So that means a good portion of that document there is still under investigation.
yeah, have been handed off to another court, specifically the Southern District of New York.
I've got a little spark of hope.
Yeah.
A little spark of hope to see Trump getting fucking pulled out of the White House in cuffs, crying and peeing himself. That's all I want.
It's like the best case scenario.
That's all. That's just all I want.
Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, really. That's all. That's all I want.
I don't think it is. Yeah, so that harmed ongoing matter thing's a big one. We've already talked about at length the other investigations.
Oh yeah.
So and that's primarily what the harm to ongoing matter outlines, is it doesn't want to, let loose any kind of details about any kind of pending trials. Like Roger Stone hasn't even seen a courtroom yet, so.
Oh yeah, and that's a full gag order right there for everybody involved. It's a good portion of probably all of that. But yeah, man, I'm a little disappointed that Mueller didn't do what he should have done. But
yeah,
I kind of understand why. Because first off, collusion isn't really something that's defined by U.S. state law or federal law at all.
Yeah, we didn't really do ourselves any favors here. Like everybody that's been saying that word nonstop.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years, because turns out that's not an actual, that's not a definable crime to even really prove.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
it's kind of hard to get
kind
somebody
of a
on
media
that
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get somebody on something that isn't outlined in a way. We didn't. I think it's one of those things we didn't think we had to say. Hey, you can't talk to foreign governments and you can't work with a foreign government at your aid to try to win an election in the United States. That's something you can't do. We didn't think we needed to say that. So maybe we need to write laws now.
Yeah. I think the next admin that comes along needs to really write those in.
Hammer that shit down.
Get that through Congress, stat, so that we don't have another one of these issues on our hands.
Right.
But yeah, one of the things that really kind of was a little strange that they had said that they didn't find any quote unquote collusion. I think they called it direct coordination and communication with a foreign government or a foreign government related agency like the IRA, the Internet Research Agency, the troll farms.
Right.
So so here's the thing, right? Trump asked his advisors over and over and over again, just multitudes of times, to find Hillary's emails during the campaign.
Right.
He not only asked them, he asked Russia on live television.
Now that's the big one.
Yeah.
Russia, if you're listening, could you find those emails? Our press would reward you mightily for that.
Yeah. Where did that idea come from? Well, there was a lot of Russian contacts in the Trump campaign.
Yeah.
The problem was they were using this thing called WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah, the encrypted messaging.
Yeah. The funny thing about encryption, you can't really break it within our lifetime.
Right.
I mean, you can. It'll just, might be towards the heat death of the universe by the time it's done.
Yeah. Weird again how these guys with fucking nothing to hide versus the
super honest
angry Democrats and Mueller fucking on this witch hunt are fucking deleting all of their encrypted messages that they're hiding in this app that can't be traced at all.
Yeah.
And a significant portion of them have either met with Russians or have direct ties to oligarchs or Ukrainian fucking tight-end guys. It's dude, how much more clear does this have to be?
Yeah. See, that's the problem, though, is you can't get them on anything. I mean, for instance, Gates and, was it Kilimnik?
Kilimnik, yeah.
Kilimnik. They were talking on WhatsApp every single fucking day. Per Manafort's orders.
Right.
And, Gates would delete his messages every single day.
Yeah, I think what gets Trump off the hook here is that he's instructing these people to do these things, and it is possible or likely that he doesn't know that they're going to Russia with this stuff, or going to Russian contacts with this stuff.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of talks that like Trump likes to speak in code. He's like, well, wouldn't it be nice if this just like if the Russians got like those emails?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if that just happened? Wink, wink.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of people in his orbit.
It's either that or
gets
just
that
straight
implied.
up behind closed doors. He's
Yeah.
fully out in the open. Like, yeah, I don't care how the fuck you get them. Get them from whoever you got to get them from. Just get them. I don't care if it's legal. I don't care if it's patriotic or ethical. I don't give a fuck. Get those emails.
At this point in time, I think we can safely say that patriotic, ethical, those aren't words.
Yeah, that's like out the window.
Aren't
No.
in his dictionary whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's just my issue with the whole like didn't find collusion.
Yeah.
Is that like they didn't have enough to fucking research, and they had a very, very small scope, because we still have these issues where like some of the fucking sanctions Trump has tried to fucking kibosh,
Yeah.
against Russia.
I think that's the main card to play here, is that's what most of the back channel WhatsApp stuff. We don't need to fucking prove this in the court of law. A reasonably minded person can put together that, hey, you fucking help us out, get us some emails, or we'll give you some polling data, we'll help each other out, and maybe we don't fucking hit you with a fuckload of $1 billion sanctions all the damn time.
I mean, we just roll those back a little bit, like kind of how like they're doing now.
Yeah, it's kind of all just sort of falls into place. It's not this crazy, huge, hard puzzle to put together.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear cut, especially if you read the report. I mean, it's the extent that Russia went to make this happen for the campaign is insane.
Yeah. And the campaign knew about it. The campaign was benefiting from it, obviously.
Yeah, and they did not want to benefit.
And there was a lot of communication there. It just seems like it was just not the communication that got them busted,
Yeah.
I mean, like, oh yeah, we're talking, and like we tried to get dirt on them, but we didn't. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they get so close to it, like right at the edge. And
We totally tried to fucking rat fuck democracy to hell, but we didn't do it. So Russia might have done it, and we don't know about it.
Oh, I mean, we know about it. Russia did it, and we were
never
trying
gonna
to
tell
get
you.
it, but like they gave it to WikiLeaks instead.
Yeah.
So,
And
like,
anything else you want to know, we're never going to tell you.
yeah, and we don't have any proof because it was on WhatsApp and we deleted it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still using it too, by the way,
Right.
because Kushner is.
It's well documented, yeah, that Jared Kushner and a few other campaign officials are still on the WhatsApp
Because all they do
communicating
is
back and forth.
I just screenshot it and then I send it to my government email, and then presidential record library.
Oh.
Everything's good.
The hypocrisy with email security just couldn't be more striking, right?
Blows my fucking mind.
Oh my god. So I think that pretty much the collusion, I get that, and I see where you're coming from there. But dude, the obstruction.
This blows my fucking mind.
Like, how do you
Even
not get
more,
this
like-
motherfucker on obstruction?
What the fuck, Mueller? Like, I thought you were our savior.
Yeah.
Why hast thou forsaken me, Mueller?
I had faith in you. What happened? Unbelievable. Just documented, well documented attempts at obstruction of justice throughout this entire time that the Mueller thing is going on.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite parts in here is, like, they say there is a significant change in Trump's conduct after he fires Comey.
Yeah, immediately after that.
Yeah,
Right?
immediately after he fires. Specifically, these 11 instances. And I'm sure if you've been listening to the news at all in the last several weeks, some of you will know this. But if you've been under a rock, like, let me go ahead and lift some of them off.
Right. It's fucking ridiculous, man, because I see how he got, like I said, the collusion off his back, but through sheer fucking ignorance somehow, and through his the people who he's in charge of not listening to his orders got him out of this obstruction of justice that I think just barely, Mueller thought, I cannot prove this beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. If I fucking...
I don't understand that.
If I completely break precedent and indict the sitting president and fucking get this dude in front of a jury...
But you got him 11 times.
I know, man.
You got him also saying, they're doing what? They're investigating me? I'm fucked.
Yeah.
This is terrible. This is the end of my presidency.
Oh, man.
Like, what else do you need, man?
That was my favorite part. Like, I don't need to find you guilty at this point. I don't need to find reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt just went out the fucking window when you told me I'm fucked. When someone tells him he's being investigated and he says I'm fucked, okay, so you're guilty. If you're not guilty of what we're looking for, you're damn sure guilty of something.
You say that I'm fucked, and then you direct your fucking White House lawyer to fucking write a memo to fire Mueller. Or then you say fucking to Sessions, like, hey, yeah, unrecuse yourself, and then take control of fucking Mueller.
Yeah.
Or you say on multiple instances where you're like, hey, yeah, we need to kick Mueller. We
Yeah.
need to kick him. We need to take him out.
Right.
Like, that almost mob-like.
Yeah. And the only reason it's not just 100% clear cut, get the fuck out of here, obstruction, is that most or all of these people just didn't do what he said.
Yeah,
and then got
handled
fired.
himself pretty well.
Yeah, they just got fired, or they quit, or they resigned, or whatever happened. They fucking didn't do what he said, and moved on. And his day is fucking, like we talked about, he's fucking golfing and campaign rallying.
Yeah.
So
his collusion's just a hobby. Or his obstruction's just a hobby.
It's pretty insane.
But, like, isn't there conspiracy to obstruct? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think that's a thing. I don't know.
I feel like
not a
this
legal
is,
scholar,
at least this is fucking conspiracy to obstruct. I mean, like, goddamn. 11 goddamn times? It sounds like he tried real hard.
Yeah.
But, like...
I feel like this fits in the bucket of high crimes and misdemeanors as outlined for impeachment. Like,
yeah.
Can we fucking do this already? Jesus Christ. I'm fucked. Fucking 11 instances of obstruction. Fucking all these cases that got handed off to other courts. Come on, man. Holy shit. One part that really struck me, I guess it shouldn't surprise me that much, but obviously he refused to sit down with Mueller.
Oh, God.
You know, his lawyers would be fucking out of their minds to let Trump sit down with a prosecutor ever. Just any prosecutor. A low-level fucking public defender motherfucker lawyer shouldn't even be sitting down with Trump to try to get any answers, because he's going to lie and get himself caught in a web of lies really fucking quickly. But, so they submitted their written questions to Trump for him to answer, or for his legal team, rather.
Yeah, he didn't answer any of that.
There's no fucking way he answered those.
There's more than 2-syllable words in there.
Exactly, yeah. So, what was the answer to the almost all of these fucking questions that Mueller submitted to Trump?
I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where I was that day.
I don't know.
I don't remember what I said that day. Like, and he asked very specific questions, like, hey, so why Russia? Why did you call out Russia on national television? I don't know. Who knows? Do you know? Oh, I don't know either. Like, what the fuck do you mean you don't know? That's not an acceptable answer.
Where's that bigly brain of yours?
Right? The best memory, the smartest fucking guy.
Smartest guy in all the country, all the world even.
Yeah, like, just can't fucking remember instances from a year or two ago, or maybe a little further back than that. Like, come on, man. And for Mueller to accept this is like, okay, well, he doesn't remember, so I guess we're good. Put that in the report, I guess. Like, come on, Mueller.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Dude, we've been sitting here singing Mueller's praise, too, for months.
I mean, I'm so impressed with everything that he did.
It was a very well put together report.
Because, like, frankly, what it comes down to is it's fucking Congress's job. And he really did boot this to Congress. Like, dude, guys, do your fucking job.
Yeah.
Like, here's plenty of fucking evidence.
Yeah, I painted the picture for you that this dude's clearly fucking fucked, in his own words. So, it's up to you to impeach him. I don't impeach presidents. I'm just a prosecutor in this Department of Justice fucking memo that says you can't indict a sitting president. You know, I'm not a president he wasn't trying to break, sort of understandably, but I think there's instances where it's okay to break precedent, and this might be one of those.
Yeah, I feel like with how many precedents has been broke since Trump has taken office, this would have been one to break.
Yeah, like maybe it's time to do things just a little differently.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like let's go the illegal route and fucking just coup this motherfucker, but let's fucking. It's time to get this dude the fuck out of the Oval Office, man.
Oh, that's what Trump called it. He called it an attempted coup.
Yeah. If there was going to be a coup against this president, it would be a successful one.
Yeah.
We're not going to have an attempted coup on this guy. A coup would go down successfully, and we'd get somebody that's serious in there. But
I hope so.
It fucking drove me crazy, man, the drop of the Mueller report.
Yeah, I know, man. Same here. But we've got 14 other investigations going on.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's plenty of time for him to do something illegal.
Tell me this, Jay. Are you worried at all about a second-term Trump presidency running out the statute of limitations for all these crimes? Or alleged? I should preface that with alleged crimes, but...
No.
No?
Yeah, I'm gonna be too worried because if there's a second-term presidency of Trump, that means that we're all gonna die.
Oh, yeah. The world's gonna end.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, I can get, like, you know, dismissiveness and, like, you know, ignorance of climate change and not, like, wanting to do anything. And, you know what? Yeah, okay. States and cities and everyday people can all take up the slack. But, like, when you have a fucking administration that's actively fighting it, i.e., having a fucking coal lobbyist be the fucking head of the EPA, you know, there's no way to win.
There's way bigger problems to worry about than whether or not Trump sees a jail cell.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's like he might fucking sail off into the sunset, you know, because, you know, sea levels are going to be fucking through the goddamn roof by then.
He'll have to be on a Trump yacht because Mar-a-Lago will be underwater.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I see that concern. I guess I might be thinking a little short-sighted.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll be really, really pissed. But I'll also be, like, trying to, like, you know, not die.
Yeah. That is the main concern. One of the primary reasons you gotta get these types of people out of office and elect people who
Do something.
fucking
Just anything.
at least give a fuck about science.
To be honest with you, at this point, I would like ones that gave zero fucks instead of the anti-fucks. You know, instead of the like, no, that came from a scientist. I don't want to hear that. Let's do the exact opposite.
Yeah. We only give a fuck about making sure that science is not done at all. Like anything that...
Opposite.
Yeah, any kind of fucking report or fucking anything drops in any scientific journal, dismiss it automatically, fucking give it no credibility, nothing at all. Yeah, I can see your concern there. I am worrying a little about if we don't impeach this motherfucker now, then, and he wins in 2020, dude, he's like, what, 72?
Yeah.
He's gonna live the rest of his life never having to fucking answer for all of these crimes that he's committed.
Yeah, I know.
Over decades and decades.
Good things happen to bad people sometimes.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to say it, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It does trap my ass too.
Yeah.
To think that like this greaseball fucking asshole fucking Cheeto man is gonna fucking get away.
Yeah, I'm living in
some of the
like
biggest crimes in fucking the history of the country. At least from what I've read from this goddamn report.
right.
You know, it seems a whole, like, I mean, like, you don't have the evidence, but, like, every evidence that I've read on here seems like you almost do.
You got enough. If you don't have enough to lock his ass in jail, you have enough to get him out of the White House.
That's the thing. We don't. Because, you literally have to have video of him. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if McConnell would do that. If you had video of him talking, if you had video of Trump sucking fucking Putin's dick, and it was like, but you're gonna get me the presidency, right? And then finishing him off. I still don't know if McConnell would bring that to a vote.
He's not even gonna fucking pursue impeachment at that point. Him and Lindsey Graham and all these other fucking cocksuckers are gonna be like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Sometimes you gotta suck an oligarch's dick.
I don't know. I've been in that same spot.
Can you prove that it's collusion, though? Yes, he sucked his dick and said he was selling the country out. Yeah, I don't think so. We're not gonna vote on it.
We don't have Alaska anymore. We're down to 49 states.
Yeah, that's something tantamount to the fucking super incriminating Nixon tapes, or worse, like you're describing, way fucking worse, like you're descripting.
That's the only way.
I don't even know if that would make it either.
I don't. That's all I can see, man.
They've gone off the deep end with those protectionism.
Yeah, it's all party before country.
Yeah, just super troubling. I don't like that at all.
I don't like it either, man.
I hate it.
I hate all of this, really. I think it's time for dessert.
Yeah, hating all of this means that happy science time is upon us.
Yes.
I'm ready.
You want to start us off?
Yeah, let's do it, man. So, we've got these, you know how we fucking use pesticides and fucking fungicides and all this shit on our crops? Well, they've got this new way that they've been experiencing with in the lab. Still, as with most things we talked about, early stages, trials,
Okay.
But so this thing's pretty cool. It's like an amino acid. It's like two parts, what they call peptides, right?
Right.
And correct me if I've got this wrong, but one part will layer the plant and protect it and require it to have not need constant fucking watering because it doesn't dry it out. And the other part will protect it, kill off existing fungus, and protect it from getting fungus in the future, if I'm not wrong.
I think you're right about it. The first part, it anchors itself in the plant.
You're a little better at describing it than I am, but...
Yeah, it's like, you got the
basis.
first part, it's an anchor, it anchors into the plant cell itself. It clamps onto that. And I think it might keep water retention higher.
I know you have to water it less. You don't have to water it as often.
Then yeah, I guess it adds that boost as well. So basically, it's just like a caltrop, like a little spike, but in the fungal sense, because the little spike on top is a certain type of peptide that pierces the fungal spore and destroys the cell.
Right.
So, yeah, these little guys just they spread along on the plant itself, and when it rains, they don't get washed away like normal fungicides do.
Yeah, it's kind of a protective layer.
Yeah, I mean some of them do and whatnot, but from their early research, enough stays on that you're keeping away the main amount of spores, not enough to take hold and really destroy the plant. What they did this with was, I think, soybeans. So, they were trying to fight off specifically soybean rust. Mm-hmm. But from their research, what they said is that they could modify the pointy spike part on top, not the anchor,
right,
to anything, from fungicides to insects to viruses. Not necessarily viruses, but stuff like that.
Long-reaching prospects.
Like a multitude of different, pesticides. And the best part is that if it gets into the soil, if it gets into the water stream, bacteria will easily eat it up because it's amino acid.
Yeah, it's just proteins.
Yeah, and it just dissolves into harmless proteins.
Yeah, it's not fucking poison on
It's
on
not
the things
Roundup
that you're gonna eat. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another great part about it. They still got to do like the studies to figure out exactly what this will do, like as far as like to our bodies, and whether or not like it will dissolve into normal proteins or whatnot, or if it'll like fuck our shit up.
Right.
But instead of like Roundup, where like okay, yeah, so we got this great plant killer, it's a it works, it kills all the weeds, but it also kills the plants. So instead of like not using something else, we just genetically engineered our plants to be immune to it. I mean, it still absorbs it into its cells and then you eat it, but there's probably nothing wrong with that.
It's just a little bit of poison. It's not a lot of poison.
Yeah.
It's only a little bit of poison, but you eat plants all the time, so
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. Maybe it adds up. Maybe it's harmless. I guess we'll fucking find out if things like this don't progress far enough along to become...
Right, so this new little sticky protein could basically replace that.
Yeah, that's fucking super cool. And save water, save time, higher crop yields.
Oh, yeah. You don't have the fungicides, or you don't have the fungus coming in and ruin soybean crops or corn or blueberries or anything like that. That could really, really help out.
Yeah, and with the state of agriculture right now, I know the farmers here in America they're not doing so hot right now.
Yeah, things got a little floody up in the Midwest.
Yeah, we talk about climate change all the time with the horizons looking the way they are right now.
We need as much yield as possible.
Yeah, farming's going to need huge advancements, things like this, to fucking come along and help it out. Otherwise, or us to fucking reverse these horrible effects of climate change, or we're fucked.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Super, most definitely.
What do you got for us on the second science topic here for the day?
So the second science topic, I'm going to talk about Tesla and their autonomy day.
Oh, Elon Musk again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one's super cool. They get into their neural network and their full self-driving computer card that they have.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So as of, I think, April, beginning of this month, all the Model 3s that they have out right now are all running this new chip. Well, not chip, it's a card. And it's got 2 CPUs on it, and it gets dual inputs, so it has redundancy. But this thing, what Elon is saying, is going to be the thing that runs full self-driving, like full autonomy. We're talking like level 4 or 5. And we see a video of it. And we see the dude, I mean, it's a time-lapse video. So it's sped up, but you see him flick that paddle and cruise around the state, or the estate of Tesla. Get on the highway, go through some clover leaves, come back.
You actually forwarded me this video.
Yeah,
Super awesome.
So, it works right now.
Yeah, that thing ran everywhere. It did everything. On and off freeways, through the fucking turnpikes, stop signs, stop lights, other traffic, merging, everything. And no hands on the wheel, no pedal inputs whatsoever. There was a guy in there, but he didn't do anything. He was just along for the ride.
Yep.
So, fucking super awesome, dude.
Super, super awesome.
Yeah.
Elon, he has his really, really optimistic, so to speak, deadlines. He says he's going to have this feature complete by middle of next year.
Yeah. So,
or no. At the end of this year, he'll have it feature complete.
Right.
Which means that, they've got it all in the bag. It could drive from point A to point B as long as there weren't any other cars on the road.
Right.
He'll have it fully autonomous where they're comfortable with it by the middle of next year.
Oh shit, dude. We know how those deadlines go. And
Yeah.
Elon
Well, this is the most optimistic one.
Yeah.
Is he says by the end of the year he'll have regulators on board. And I'm like, dude, no way. Washington's way too fucking slow for that.
Yeah.
They're still debating your pot use, man.
Yeah, that's going to be the longest road for Elon to fucking get past is the regulations.
Yeah.
Once you let a fully computer-driven machine learning system fucking unleash, and you don't have to do fucking anything at all while you're inside of that. The cool part about this thing was the feedback.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Super impressive.
How they get there is basically the secret. I think that's why they release this, because Tesla's been having some hard times. Tesla and SpaceX, actually.
Yeah.
You had the Dragon Crew capsule explode, or the anomaly.
Yeah.
And then Tesla has been losing some money.
Yeah, those
quarterly
first
reports
quarter profits
weren't good. But this right here just makes me still have super big hope. Because the way that they do this is every Tesla that's out there right now on the road is recording interactions with other vehicles, passengers, construction sites, everything, whether it be bikes or
pedestrians,
fucking,
everything.
Camels or like possums, or kids running across the street or balls, bouncing.
Just everything and anything you
literally
come into contact with.
every strange interaction you've ever had, driving in your car, it's recording those things. And every time that you're cruising around in your Tesla and like you have to take control back, like you're like, okay, yeah, no, I gotta get out of autopilot. It's also recording that, and it's sending it all back to the mothership.
Yeah.
To compile and run through their neural network.
I like it when you refer to it as the mothership. It makes me thankful that Elon Musk is doing good work and not actually a supervillain.
Yeah.
We'd be so fucked if he was.
Yeah, we're lucky that he's not a supervillain.
Yeah. But the huge takeaway for me here, I guess, is that so with all this feedback coming from the cars that are on the road, and they've all got the thing built in, and they're always looking and always recording and always finding these different things, these outliers that aren't, the perfect traffic situations that we kind of saw in the video we talked about. Because let's face it, perfect traffic situations are probably the outlier. And crazy drivers and drunk drivers and fucking people running out in front of you and logger trucks pulling Final Destination shit or like the more commonality type of thing that's going to happen. Or at least when that happens, you want to have something in place.
That knows how to react.
Yeah, that is going to do the most optimal of avoidance or fucking whatever it can do to make this go in the best way it can, So the more Teslas that get on the road, the more data you get for that, and at the same time, the safer it is anyway because
there's more Teslas on the road.
There's more Teslas on the road doing this autonomous thing and self-driving themselves. So they're going to be safer than people anyway.
Right.
They're always going to encounter these unsafe conditions that, regardless of how many Teslas you have on the road, there's going to be these conditions you can't predict for.
Right.
That need to be recorded and captured within these data sets that are sort of fed back to this mothership thing that you're talking about.
Right. But, it should be noted that, just because there's more Teslas on the road, they're not all on autopilot all the time.
No.
You can still own a Tesla and be a terrible driver.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you just turn autopilot off and drive it.
Yeah. The funny thing is they actually have a way to tell. I guess they have, a scale of the videos that they record. They can tell, okay, yeah, don't get videos too much from this guy because he's a terrible driver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's 90% self-driving, fucking 10% autopilot. He's always fucking taking control and driving.
No, it's just he's running fucking stoplights. He doesn't fucking use his turn
just
signal.
Fucking reckless.
Yeah, he's that's what I'm talking about, bad driver.
Oh, okay.
So this is done just with normal people driving. They need that human input. Okay, how would you react?
Yeah.
And so they take all that and they run it through the neural network, which is designed like a synapse. It's pretty fucking...
Yeah, this part is fucking insane.
And so it goes through the recognition of, what a situation is and what it would do and the decision making. And then, every so often they take that and they upload it to the card, and then the card will run in shadow mode. So, like, as you're driving and you go to, like, take a turn, to, like, change into a different lane, and, like, some asshole behind you is, like, flying up at, like, 90 miles an hour, and you go to turn and you see him at the last second as he's coming up, and so you, like, back off. Well, shadow mode will see that. Shadow mode would have turned no matter what. Like, I was like, oh shit, I would have done that, but I see why he didn't do that now. All right, let's make this calculation here, and I'll change it. And so then that sends it back to the mothership, and then the whole
the machine
neural
learning
network gets better.
Portion of this data set, yeah.
Yeah. And like machine learning is such a big buzzword right now because it's so fucking powerful and crazy.
And its prospects for how quickly it could take over.
That's why he's got optimistic timelines.
Yeah, how it like literally fucking day by day or week by week here, this thing can gain the amount that we've only been driving for what, like 130 years, 140 years, something like that.
Yeah.
This thing can learn all of that within 6 months.
Yeah,
all that we've ever learned about driving in 6 months, gathering all this data from real world drivers.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So
and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's my favorite part. Every fucking time. It's only going to get better. I'm glad we always fucking do Happy Science Time at the end.
Yeah, me too.
So, last but not least, for this week's Happy Science Time, this one's not as happy, but it's still a good thing.
I'm happy about it.
Net good, I guess, here.
Yeah.
This Freedom of Information request that's been put in for Andrew Wheeler, who we mentioned earlier, the head of the EPA.
Yeah, coal lobbyist.
Yeah, the coal guy that Trump put in charge of the EPA and replaced Scott Pruitt.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, that's who should probably make sure that the planet stays habitable.
Yeah.
That's the guy who's wanting to burn a lot of coal.
Yep.
But, so he claims that the science, he refutes the science that is there in favor of man-made climate change, and says that there is science to back up the opposite.
Well, he's saying, like, oh, no, yeah, there's climate change, but it's not nearly as bad as y'all think it is. Like, this is like 75, 80 years out. We don't have to worry about this right now. Let's not all go crazy. Let's not stop burning oil or coal. All right? In fact, we could probably burn more because we got like 70, 80 years.
Yeah.
We good.
We got a bunch of it. Why not, right? Yeah. Putting us on this timeline is a little dangerous. Not a little dangerous, a lot fucking dangerous, if you ask me.
Well, if you talk to the rest of the scientific consensus... Yeah, that's fucking dangerous if you think that we can still burn oil like we got 80 years left.
Yeah.
Before there's no turning back.
If we behave in that manner, then we are truly fucked.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work out. We've had a good run. It's been real.
Yeah, well, I guess we're going to play fucking Waterworld for real life now.
Yeah, that's not a world I want to live in at all. No. But this Freedom of Information request that has been submitted.
Brilliant use.
Is really going to catch him fucking... just totally full of shit he is,
Yeah, it's a brilliant use of the Freedom of Information Act. And the fact that they did a request on, what the science was behind his very public and very official statements on live television.
Yeah.
On this whole 70 to 80 years. And because, they've asked for it before and given them. So I guess we'll see where this goes. Because if he can't produce it, well, one, there might be some legal ramifications there. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see whether...
Maybe we'll get rid of a coal guy and get an oil guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's just going to replace him with another...
We've already gone through Scott Pruitt, and now we have Andrew Wheeler.
Yeah. So. But the biggest thing, or the best thing, I would think, would be that he would have to refute that.
Yeah, he's kind of going to be... There's no scenario where you get this information and he's not just caught with shit in his drawers.
Yeah.
You shit the bed, dude. And you're full of shit and you're a liar. And why do you say that? You have to come get a subpoena, fucking come talk to the committee and let's explain yourself. Why are you saying these things that are clearly and demonstrably false? Like, not just by scientific standards, but by truth standards, that you're not being honest with people.
Yeah, and I think when he's painted into a corner like that, and pushed into a corner rather, I think that'll be probably the only admission that we would get out of this administration.
Yeah.
Is when it's like, oh, legal jeopardy if I don't say that, yeah, no, climate change is real and I lied.
Yeah, and Trump will still be fucking out there at the same time saying that it's a Chinese hoax.
Poor Andrew Wheeler. I can't believe he was treated so poorly by those filthy, disgusting Democrats. Trying to get the truth out of him, like some sort of weird truth torture. Like, what?
That's going to be fucking hilarious now that that's recorded here on the podcast, because I bet the tweet will almost mirror that.
It'll be close.
Almost exactly. It's kind of scary how close you've gotten to the Trump tweets, as many as we kind of have to look at.
Yeah, I don't like that part
for the
of me.
purposes of this. Yeah, I don't like it about you either. But when that tweet does come out, when Andrew Wheeler's testifying, we'll revisit this conversation. And I'll remind you what you said. I have to go back to episode 22, whatever this is, and fucking like, yeah, you called that one. Holy shit.
Yeah. But I think that, I don't know. Like, I'll be happy when that happens either way, even though I don't want to be that closely associated with Trump.
Well, at least you'll be able to say you could call his future tweets out
Yeah.
with pretty accurate predictions there. But does that about wrap it up for Science Time and the podcast journal here?
Yeah, it has.
All right, man. I am on Twitter. Would love to hear from anybody out there. Shout outs. Would love to hear them. Backyard Bull T. That's T-E-E.
Hey, you can reach me on Twitter at BackyardBullJ, J-A-Y. You can also reach us at jtbackyardbull@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page, a YouTube page, and we might be throwing some stuff up there sometime this summer. We got more time.
Yep.
We look prettier.
As always, drop us a line, bitch, gripe, or complaint, whatever you got to say. Anything sort of insightful or worthy, we might give you a shout out and kind of do a mailbag thing here. A little short segment at the end after Happy Science Time.
Yeah,
Definitely
maybe.
don't want to end it on a negative note, so if you're just going to be a dick, then never mind.
Yeah. Only nice things. Well, that being said, I think we're done here.
I think we are, buddy.
It's good to be back.
Hell yeah.